You would think that the biggest story, the NFL playoff weekend, championship weekend, after all, would be the 49ers' miraculous second half comeback after it almost looked like, for a second there, we were going to get the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl for the first time in, ever? Like, for the first time, 1960 was the last time that they had a champion? Okay, but shout out Jared Goff, for having a good career resurgence on that one. Go out there and get the paycheck, buddy. But no. The biggest story is, it's not that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be playing the San Francisco 49ers in a rematch from the Super Bowl a couple of years back. No. Is that Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl, guys. Unbelievable. Yeah, if it wasn't for Zay Flowers' busted ass hands and Lamar Jackson, as a lifelong Ravens fan. Okay, it's a little bit more pertinent to this situation. My favorite player ever is Ray Lewis, by the way, and also Travis Kelce breaking my other favorite players' long-held playoff record, of Jerry Rice. Okay, you think that I'd be a little bit salty about that, but I've never thought that Lamar Jackson is all that spectacular of a quarterback, and well, I haven't watched an NFL game in a very, 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 very long time, so I'm not exactly all that pressed. I'm just very interested to see how much investment the NFL, media in general, has when it comes to football, even though it's far and away the biggest attention monopolizer on television right now, but what they're choosing to focus on, because that's the official NFL Twitter account right there. Okay, you see the gold check mark and all that stuff. And what do they put up there? What's one of the first tweets that they put up there? Travis and Taylor love. But I love this dude right down here. Does Taylor Swift get a ring if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl? That is absolutely hilarious. But guys, it's so great. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce passionately kiss on the field after the Chiefs secure a spot in the Super Bowl. And you probably hear a bunch of people that are out there, okay, like, I don't really care about goofy football. Okay, I want to talk about, regular, sometimes manly football. You'll hear probably what the Tradcuck pundits that are out there are going, oh my God, it's a conspiracy. Oh, the NFL just wanted Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. It's like the Super Bowl is going to be the biggest television spectacle of the year for how many years running. They didn't necessarily need the boost, okay? And this is the fourth time in 6 years that the Chiefs are making it to the Super Bowl. They are just simply, to shout out Rahm Emanuel on this one, taking advantage of a situation and never letting a crisis go to waste, because we're seeing NFL fans just, oh my God, even if they're Chiefs fans, just going, can Taylor Swift just go away? Can she just get off the screen here real quick? We want to watch football. We don't want to have cutaways to a 4. Travis Kelce and Kansas City Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs have made it to the Super Bowl, meaning Taylor Swift will make a mad dash from Tokyo to Las Vegas to watch her boyfriend battle for football's ultimate prize on February 11th. Thanks for telling me when the game is. I knew it's going to be a couple of weeks away, but I frankly don't care. America's most famous couple hugged and kissed on the field at the M&T Bank Stadium after the aftermath of the magnificent victory of the Chiefs over the Baltimore Ravens, who were strong favorites to win the game before it began. But yeah, at the end of the day, you take a look at Lamar Jackson's playoff record, his performance as compared to Patrick Mahomes, and it's like, yeah, children, man. Children against adults. But it should be a good game, right? For all those who are concerned, but those who, well, don't want to have Taylor Swift cutaways. But, shout out to Taylor for potentially being based, or maybe just also being equally tired of this stuff. And maybe, okay, in a vacuum, we know that this is obviously going to be very different from reality, but I would say if I didn't know all the players involved on this one, this is just a chick supporting her boyfriend in the most positive way possible. Like, she's there for every game that she can be at. She's making these gigantic journeys to just show up to a game that you could just as easily be supporting him on the road from, bringing additional eyeballs to the game, theoretically meaning a more lucrative payout, playoff bonuses. So yeah, you know what? Theoretically, not that bad, but we know too much extra stuff over the top of that. But this is actually, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Taylor Swift goes viral after CBS cuts to her during the Chiefs versus Ravens. I want to say Raiders at the same time. See, that's the problem with being a Raiders and a Ravens fan at the same time. You just end up trying to make a portmanteau of their names. AFC Championship, a game. Yeah, but why was she cut away to, and why is she going viral for this? for actually a pretty decent reason. Taylor Swift was on the edge of her seat during the AFC Championship NFL game between the Chiefs and the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium in Maryland. The game aired on CBS, and Swift was in the house cheering on the Chiefs. A camera followed the singer throughout the broadcast. During one moment of the game, the network promoted the Grammys, and the camera cut over to Swift. I'll show you a little bit of it, but there's also, some trademark or copyright music underneath, and well, it's also a very laborious clip, and the important stuff doesn't ultimately end up surfacing right towards the end. The moment took on a life of its own on social media, not from that apparent post. 17 likes, good stuff, I guess. With the fans debating what Swift actually said. But what did she say? What did it look like what she said? Okay, I can go ahead and play a little bit of it, even though it's not all that important.
CBS is streaming on Paramount Plus.
So she said right there at the end, okay, you can kind of see her lips move. Okay, go away, please. She was obviously talking to somebody beforehand, but she's also looking at the screen going, oh my God, I'm getting cut away to again. So maybe she's realizing that, oh my God, they're cutting away to me often. She obviously sees the headlines. She's seen the seasons-long coverage of whenever she shows up. She's also not trying to make herself a spectacle. She's wearing the team gear, and obviously it's red, so it's going to attract attention. I think market research has realized that, the two most attractive colors from the eye's perception is yellow and red, hence why every single sale that you see from every single retailer always has red or a yellow used in order to attract attention to the product that they're trying to move quickly. So yeah, she's not rocking customized jerseys or anything like that, so I gotta give credit where credit is due. But all the cutaways, all the attention that is given her and Travis Kelce, not so much to the team. They kind of seem ancillary to this entire situation. But I've posited many times over with a couple of different theories why specifically CBS, Fox, whoever's covering the game, the NFL wants to capitalize on this phenomenon. It's because, well, she has a cult-like following in the Swifties that will go ahead and follow her, do whatever she desires them to do, even if she directs them to or not. Okay, I'm not saying that she's a cult leader. It's just the way that a lot of her fans act definitely elevates her to a messiah level in their eyes. But that's a phenomenon that's been going on with celebrities for a very long time, so it's not unique to her. She's just the most prominent example of that phenomenon manifesting right now. But also, these same industries realize that, that Swiftie demographic is also the demographic that has the most disposable income. They are also the most malleable people. So yeah, if we're going to try to cater our product to them, we're going to try to get an in there, but that has never worked in any other domain before. Taylor Swift fans are Taylor Swift fans. They aren't going to be football fans after this season. If Travis Kelce does end up retiring or they break up in the off season, and guess what? They aren't sticking around for the 24-25 season. Okay, they are gone as quickly as they showed up. Take advantage of the situation while you have it, because it's not going to be around forever. They're as flighty as they have always been. This is like Hollywood, always trying to tap into the modern audience. It's a myth. It doesn't exist. It's been proven over and over and over again. If you try to dilute the product that people like to begin with, all you're going to end up doing is missing out on the audience that you're trying to capture and pissing off your core audience. And that's what we're seeing right now. I'll just be interested to see the repercussions into the future as things start to change a bit. But there's another reason on top of that stuff. My logical chase the money, follow that rabbit hole thought process. I've laid it out multiple times over using a bunch of different sources on that one. But there's another one. There's another one that they're definitely going to be trying to take advantage of, given the fact that it's going to be the swan song. You're going to have the biggest audience imaginable. I think 30+ million viewers, Super Bowl Sunday isn't out of the realm of possibility for sure, given the fact that it's going to be, like a really competitive game between two top tier teams. And then you have the Swift factor on top of it. The only person that I feel really bad about when it comes to the game itself is Usher is supposed to be the halftime act. Like, imagine getting overshadowed by some chick in a box. Like, that's kind of crazy. But I'm just wondering if they're going to have the balls to cut away to Taylor Swift's reaction to the halftime show. That shit would be hilarious. But you look at this headline, then you realize, so on top of money, First comes the money, then comes the women, and then you get the power. Taylor Swift could sway 2024 election outcome, new poll finds, with a fifth of voters likely to back the candidate endorsed by the singer. Yeah, interesting. And everybody's made the joke, so I might as well just throw it out there as well. A bitch who's made her career writing about her poor decisions that she's made in men, endorsing somebody, and then having everybody else pick up after her. It's a little bit disconnected, right? This is all predicated on her also being in a doomed relationship. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Taylor Swift could heavily influence the way that Americans vote in the presidential elections, with a fifth of voters saying that they're likely to back a candidate she endorses. Yeah, but these are people that were already going to vote Democratic. Like, okay, I don't think I'm really, shattering any narratives when it comes to this stuff. This was a chick who had a mental breakdown on a couch saying that the orange man's really bad, and publicly came out and endorsed the Biden-Harris ticket in 2020, okay, with a plate of cookies, which, if you did a little bit more baking, a little bit less flaunting in front of the camera, you wouldn't still be unmarried into your mid-30s, but whatever. We can't cry over spelt milk or empty egg cartons. The pop star's stratospheric influence on pop culture may sway the race in the White House, maybe, especially with new Gen Z voters who are already voting overwhelmingly liberal with their predilections. So, okay, join the electorate this year. Oh God, the poll conducted Redfield and Wilton Strategies for Newsweek. 18% of voters, that's roughly 1 in 5, say they're more likely or significantly more likely to vote for the candidate endorsed by Taylor Swift. Her sway is more visible with voters under the age of 35. Yeah, okay. This election will see 8 million new voters in the U.S. electorate, and the total of 41 million Gen Z voters, many of whom are influenced by celebrities and social media. Yeah, exactly. And given that this is your average Taylor Swift social media post, after stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism your entire presidency, you have the nerve to feign moral superiority before threatening violence. When the looting starts, the shooting starts, we will vote you out in November, right? Slay Queen, oh my God. But maybe, potentially, okay, because that's some hyper-masculinity. Okay, that's standing your ground type rhetoric, that is defending what is yours type shit. Not entirely sure what her relationship status was back in the cut, back in May 29th of 2020, but now, at least for the time being, we know what she's doing. Maybe now that she has a pseudo-masculine man at her side, maybe she's softened her perceptions about T-Money going into the future. Realistically, yeah, it doesn't really much matter. She's just simply going to be preaching to the converted, proselytizing to the already democratic voting masses. And then when the football season has concluded, she can just go ahead and go back to spouting dog shit political advice to go along with her dog shit relationship advice. Good on her, but this simply, once again, reemphasizes that the media think that you're stupid and malleable, and they have financial and political incentives to reinforce those statements. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.